suggest that if you go with the a Pudge first pick, and maybe that's what we should call a Pudge first pick from now on, a Fudge. Like they fudged up.
Yeah, wrong button, you know?
Yeah, possibly. But yeah, Enchantress, early aggressive movements into the enemy jungle. Sometimes we end up seeing with this guy. Do you like Enchantress in this patch?
I could see her definitely working in the similar role to like support Starladder, where she's this positioned forward that helps pressure in dual lanes. In fact, she used to actually do that with Starladder quite a bit, but doing so with like a Weaver, you could actually see him in an offlane role doing that. I would assume this will end up being position 1 Weaver. Seems unlikely that you would move it into some sort of like a support Weaver with a Pudge.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if we're going to end up seeing an Excalibur Pudge, that could be a thing that would happen, but I don't know if we're ever going to see a Pudge mid again in a professional game. Maybe we will.
It could happen.
I can dare to dream. Yeah. Maybe with new talents, that's what he needs.
There you go. Just shape him up a little bit. But great Rubik pick here up against Weaver. Always want to have him. Not just because you can steal Shikuchi, but just someone to help hold that Weaver in place. Nice little instant cast there on the telekinesis. Good team fighting so far.
All right.
Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, I guess the other thing is stealing Hook is always, a great thing to pick up, as well as stealing Sakuchi in the later stages. So a great Rubik game as far as that's concerned. We've seen more than a few Rubiks be able to steal Requiem of Souls as well. But Shadow Fiend taken now at this point. I always think when it's the first pick or the first pick in a second phase that there's a strong possibility for Clockwork to get taken. Do you think that might be one of those games for Horde?
Yeah, they already have double melee, or rather double range scores, assuming you're going Weaver and Shadow Fiend in your 1-2. So they can both hit over the cogs. Weaver can really help keep up with the Clockwork too, just through his general mobility. And now with the Lone Druid too, it becomes even more tempting as a way to try and get in that back line. Actually, nice, I get a chance to mention this. I think it was Cap who was talking about it just when he was playing Clockwork. But the idea of, Lone Druid, one of the big problems is you get on top of the guy and he just recalls the bear and he roars you, right? You have to run away. But if you're Cog, you can't run away. You're stuck inside the Cogs. It's genius, all right? So that way you're still in there throwing out some batteries.
That's great.
We'll see.
It's questionable, but we'll see if it ends up working. If you're quick enough, I guess it might end up working, but you could also, if you pull back the bear quickly and then immediately roar, but before it ends up coming out. Anyways, I don't know. I'm assuming this is again going to be the ranged Lone Druid build. It's definitely a different look, but it feels like with the Coddle there, maybe you start to build into a really fast Aghanims. You stick him in the offlane and maybe have Brewmaster. God, is Brewmaster jungle? That can't be a thing.
He'll be offlane for sure. He'll just get a little bit of help from the Coddle, I'm sure. But he's a tanky guy, You get a little bit of evasion early on, get yourself a poor man's shield. You can definitely last in lane. It can be very annoying. Even though Weaver has the Shikuchi damage, just the general right clicks being reduced from the Drunken Haze should let him battle his way up there. He's going to do so much work in that mid game with the split too. If Lone Druid gets any semblance of farm in the mid lane or the safe lane, wherever they send him, you can just think about how those Broodlings are going to be interacting in these team fights. You can just either toss up the Shadow Fiend or the Weaver in the air, maybe even just toss up the Pudge. Just get him out of the way so these hooks aren't happening and start laying in these stuns. The chaos that Broodlings create is perfect for someone like Lone Druid or Sniper that just want to sit in the back lines and be a total nuisance.
Yeah. Ooh. That is not what I was expecting.
That's who you expect with your Clockwork.
Yeah, but they have one stun currently. I don't know. The silence is great for Brew, obviously. You've got a good amount of damage here. 10 seconds remaining. What do they come out with as their last pick? This is really weird.
I don't know. Now with another squishy hero too, it makes the mid Rubik a little bit more tempting.
Yeah,
it's kind of exciting. I mean, we all just want to see it, right? It's a fun thing to watch. It's never a disappointment, at least in my experience, watching a mid Rubik be played, be it Miracle, who's probably the most well-known one, or we see it in China a couple times too. Yeah, it's always exciting.
Well, and I think that it's particularly good against Shadow Fiend, particularly at those early levels. You reduce that damage that he has, already super low. If you can stop him from getting the souls even more so, really can cause some issues. But maybe that's what Skywrath Mage is there for as well, just making sure that Shadow Fiend gets off to a hot start.
Yeah, and they have to ban Clock too. They have Skywrath Mage. Clock Skywrath Mage is a combo in itself, plus the Shadow Fiend. Horde must have known that was going to happen, so they were not looking for Clockwork this game, or they would have been easily able to get Skywrath last.
I do want to see Miracle Rubik mid. That would be amazing. But I also wouldn't mind seeing Kuroki on it. The guy, he's got a set after him. actually have that set too, so me and him could share something together. A little
That's
moment,
beautiful.
maybe. Thank you. Invoker banned out. No real surprise there either. Horde thinking that they're going to be looking for the last pick for Miracle. A little lot on the table that he could go for. TA, pretty good against Shadow Fiend.
Banned. But good call.
See you later.
That's how good it was. They banned it.
Centaur. The last pick for Horde.
Ooh, that's
very
interesting.
odd-looking draft.
They can use the Stampede, though, up against the Brewmaster to help disengage. Like, if the fight looks bad at all and the split comes out, they're just out of there. And then that's a big cooldown that they can then play around.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Could even be a carry. We send Lone Druid mid. You never know, guys. We're all over the place. Plenty of options. What are they really missing? They have good early team fight. They have good split push through the Kardel. Team fight in general is good. Yeah, Lone Druid's really the only one who's going to be pelting it out. It is mostly control that they're opting in for. Invoker would have been a really nice balance to like cement their control and then put themselves into a nice state in terms of damage overall. Whatever mid it is needs to be survivable up against Skywrath and Pudge, possibly roaming in if it's not going to be Rubik or Lone Druid there.
5 seconds remaining.
Juggernaut.
They're survivable. Get themselves a jug.
But I am curious to see how they play the Kardel. To me, that's because this lineup looks like push, take towers, just get aggressive early, and I don't see a lot of ways for Horde to deal with it. Like, take a Skywrath Mage, for goodness sakes. Like, this hero cannot push out waves. So if they get an early Ags on Kardel, if Brewmaster gets a decently timed Blink Dagger, like Healing Ward, Lone Druid hitting on the low ground with even just like a Dragon Lance, it's going to be really hard for Horde to deal with that. They don't have a great team fight.
Yeah, and one of the things that I always tend to look for in a Keep It Light draft, if your opponent has Keep It Light, you want to start thinking about how am I going to deal with this blind on any of my cores. And Weaver is one hero that now has a much worse time up against it since the change to Diffusal Blade. You won't be able to just diffuse yourself if you need to in a clutch situation. And doesn't really want to build into Manta, doesn't really want to build into BKB a lot of the time. This game in particular, it's not too bad. Lincoln's is nice up against the Rubik, but up against the Brewmaster, you might just want to end up going for the Magic Immunity anyway, so it wouldn't be the worst thing. But then you're also dealing with blind only during your BKB timing, so Gork could have a hard time actually laying into these right clicks, dealing with the blind as well as just the general evasion from mind control here. Oh, I'm so excited for this Brewmaster. This is hype stuff, man. I was like thinking about Brewmaster all last night, playing it, even though the other team has shit that like I didn't even want to play Brewmaster into. I was like, yo, I'm gonna play this hero. This hero's so fun.
He's also another one of those with a great model. Look at this guy.
Oh, he's the best.
He's super cool. That's great. I will also mention that it is going to be Kuroki playing with the Rubik set. This is my favorite Rubik set, I think, with the exception of the staff. I like the golden Rubik's Cube one better.
Yeah, of course.
Ooh, Miracle. Up to high ground is going to spot out E-Skill there, and he does have an Iron Talon as well as some Tangos, so making his intention clear from the get-go, and Excalibur in the meantime is going to try and take himself a Bounty Rune. The start to move into the jungle. Gork is there as well. Liquid is going to be holding the way. Pablo could go for a Rod or a hook play here if he wants to, but Metumba is just going to pick up the tower, and a couple quick hits onto Ake. A little bit of a battle of Bruin. They might be able to find him if they could get within range, but Skywrath Mage is just too quick.
Yeah, so fast early on. So, again, same thing Liquid did the other day. They send Metumba man mid. They will give him the free reign. Very survivable with the Roar once it gets up there. So they're fine with putting Metumba man there, and there'll be Miracle in the safe on his Jug. Oh, did ya? Oh, why'd you do that?
We're going to be hearing a lot of myself talking about nothing for a while. Sorry, man. Don't worry about it, team. We got it taken care of.
In
Mind control.
In Twitch?
Yeah, I'm just typed it in. It'll be fine. I do this thing where I mute the microphone when I'm going to cough, and I've been fighting a little bit of a cough for a while now, but then forgot to take care of it, so...
Oh, I see. So I was just talking into space.
You're talking into space, exactly.
Excellent.
That's what happened. So, a very aggressive lane up here. Ake needs to be careful. As long as GH keeps on spamming these out, he's still got another clarity. They need to find a way to break this off of him, so he can't just keep on hitting him with that blinding light. Meanwhile, Mind Control getting ran at. Good bit of damage being dealt there to Goric. GH battling up against Ake. Pablo's going to chase him down as well, but now, with no rot, they can't quite find the kill.
Yeah, Pudge is super obnoxious when you're any sort of a melee offlaner, but until he's the rot, he can't majorly punish Mind Control on those little dives into on the Gork there. So right now, Mind Control is definitely getting the favorable trades. He's out of regen, but he's still got 2 more Fairy Fires to play around with, which are super handy when you have crits and evasion. You just get that random turnaround.
Yeah. Well, they're getting a good amount of CS out of it as well. I mean, he's got more CS than the Weaver does at this point. Now, all this movement away, they've forced Ake and Pablo back to the shrine on the other side of the map. So, really tough one there. And now, I mean, they can go use their own shrine.
He loves bounty runes. He really is. Like, it's hilarious. I haven't seen someone focus them so much as like a position 4 before. You know, look at Kuro down here. This rune's still here. Kuro doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta deal with E-skill. Look, this guy's so low.
Oh, he's
gonna be close.
Should be on. Nope, not quite able to do it. Kuro in some trouble right there. So, meanwhile, Pablo over on the safe lane. This guy's been playing a spectacular Pudge throughout the games that we've seen. And GH maybe overstepping his bounds a little bit, able to get the body blocks and. Yeah, that's going to be first blood for Pablo. Mind Control also in trouble. Horde coming back strong in this one, and they should be able to find this kill as well. Hook back in. Ake finds the kill.
Pudge is so strong on support. It's amazing that, I don't know, did the hero really change enough that this wasn't shouldn't have just been a thing all the time? I guess the hook used to be a lot different actually, so it probably did. You used to really need the levels for the range and everything, and he wasn't nearly as good, but in his current shape, this guy is disgusting. He's so good at zoning out offlaners. They go for a scan to see if he came back, but they're alone.
I think the big change happened right before the Frankfurt Major for him when they upped the rot slow at all levels. And kept it constant. That was the big one that happened, and then since then it's just been little incremental changes, and suddenly people are like, oh yeah, Pudge, really good hero.
Yeah, he's just so much better at the earlier levels now. The experience just not necessary at all.
No. Well, this has meant that Mind Control is kind of backed out into the jungle a little bit, picks up the 4-man shield, and GH is going to be able to keep him topped off in terms of mana. Definitely a nice little bonus for him. While Pablo comes and able to connect this pull as well. So no stack on this one as it's an even number, but still good bit of gold going into Mind Control. So he is just having a great time in this offlane.
Yep, the one death does use a lot of the resources from Pablo. It requires both the supports being there, and now with them trying to do some stuff mid, as well as give Ake a bit more experience, it opens up some room for Mind Control. And looking for the root at level 5 here. Telekinesis trying to help.
Pulling back in, Ake in some trouble. There's going to be the kill. Pablo's going to come in, see if he can clean up. They missed the hoof stomp a little bit. Oh, a nice little move around. Able to throw out that savage roar to keep the separation. And
bear body blocks.
Save this bear. Yeah, now he's gone. Bear is gone, but well worth.
Oh, but Anti-Mage sidestep.
Oh. Pablo wanted it.
Bit of a little misstep there from Anti-Mage, but it works out okay in the end.
And I guess the thing for me is I keep on seeing this, around that 15-minute push that we're going to be seeing from Liquid, which is just going to be really strong. As far as Horde are concerned, how do they stop that eventual pressure? Do they just need to start moving around and ganking constantly?
I think levels on the supports will be super important for that. The stack should help with that, but if they want to go for this 15-minute push scenario with Liquid, if you have a Pudge with a lot of levels, which Pablo's aiming to do, and he's just able to sit there and throw some hooks, you can disrupt that entire push as skill.
Nice jukes, jives through the trees. Not going to be able to get it. He didn't have level 6 either. And now Pablo is here as well. Miracle. He's level 5. Pablo can just walk at him, I think. Right? This is
he has to pick the right direction.
Yeah.
Down there.
They have the rot. Slow down. He doesn't have a spin. Oh, no. No, Pablo. Oh, Pablo. Oh, God. Yeah, this might be the kill. They are going to be able to find it, but Tumbleman drops the healing ward as well. Excuse me, Miracle drops the healing ward, and that is going to keep him alive.
Oh, dude, does Miracle ever die on these dives?
I don't know.
He never dies.
Like, that's one of those moments where you want to say that he like outplayed him, but the mistook hurt as well. But it was a really nice play by Miracle, no doubt about it.
Well, that will put him up to 6, and with that mango, it just means he skills to be very cautious. No tranquils yet still. We haven't really focused much on E-skill down here, but he is having a extremely rough time. Nothing going for him.
It's been a rough one.
Top lane, silence. Mind control in trouble.
He turns to try and see if he can fight it all. Actually going to do a good bit of damage there, but Scucci's going to find the kill in the end. GH just going to run out and try and escape. I mean, he's got a good amount of levels himself as well.
Oh, he's got a bounty rune to get, man. He can't be up there. Like, oh yeah, give me that. Oh, he tried to go for a stack. That would have been sick.
Not quite able to get it. Oh, Kuro places a very deep ward into the enemy jungle. This is going to spot out all of Excalibur's movement.
GH also, I think he just spotted this one as you're talking about wards. Ake walked up and put the sound right in front of GH's face.
Oh. One might go down very shortly. Burke is going to try and deal some damage here, but should not be enough to find a kill by any means. So 7.5 minutes in, seeing that Liquid is up on top, but this game does feel like Horde has ways to answer back.
Yeah, starting to get down some very aggressive vision. Maybe gonna allow Pablo and Ake to get some work done, but still relatively low on the levels, still forward. They have been for a while now too. Yeah, GH, just be careful here. Maybe he didn't see that ward get placed down.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess not. Go down like that, probably has the idea that something fishy is going on at this point, but GH won't get his coveted bounty rune instead. Gonna pick that one up. Pablo almost level 6.
And not too much attention paid to Tumbleman this whole game. They tried to come in a couple times, and then obviously that dive past the tier 1, but other than that, he just pulled back, doing his farming, driving Excalibur off.
Wow, look at this. Rooted up as well. In some trouble. Is going to be able to get the Omni/off Miracle. Just shows up right in time and showing Excalibur. You can't sleep on him. Liquid. Quite strong at this point, and Mind Control is looking for the...
Oh, this is very sneaky.
Oh my god, they might actually just get this. He's going to be able to walk out. Ake is there. They had the Observer Ward down the whole time, but... Oh, good shot coming out from Ake. Just to make sure Mind Control can't find that.
Yeah, just bullying. And now top, not even a single point of damage put on this tower. Between Kardel and Mind Control being here, no real concerns.
Well, 5 minutes in. Look with Tumbleman, they're deciding to move up towards the top side now, invading the jungle a little bit.
Kuro Pablo.
Oh, God. A little bit off the mark there. Good juke by Kuro. He's going to be slowed down by this now. The lift back into the stun should keep him alive a little bit longer. He has a stick charge available on Pudge if you want to go for another hook, but not going to go for it. And while this is all happening, Liquid take down the tier 1 tower in the top lane. They're just sort of running circles around him at this point. Horde in a lot of trouble at this stage in the game.
Yeah, Miracle, he's got the helmet. Now he's going right into Boots of Travel so that he can be farming the jungle and then just TP into these pushes, put down the healing ward, and help go into the objectives. So I really like this. Not the most common build on Jug, but it makes a ton of sense in the current scenario. Like playing like a Spectre.
Oh. And now, spread out, farm up the map a little bit, trying to defend their towers. They need to get this Blink Dagger up on E-skill, but he's still a long ways away because of that rough landing stage that he had. And this net worth lead, I mean, we've talked about it with Liquid time and again. They hit it their timing a little bit earlier, already 4,000 gold into their favor.
Yeah, this game's a little bit different too, whereas they have GH and Kuro actually at a similar net worth. There's no major focus on one or the other. Looks like they've just been kind of sharing their responsibilities. between
Oh my
wards
god,
and whatnot.
Miracle onto Pablo. He uses the hoof stomp to take him down, and Pablo is just going to end up going down here. Goes for the runaway, and Miracle slowed down. Omnislash there, but they're going to be able to find the kill. Nicely played. They needed that one desperately. Might be able to find more. Matumba Man is there as well, as Ake going to get ran down, eaten up by the bear.
Miracle takes the kill.
Oh my goodness.
What? With the centaur.
Right,
Just the right click, too.
Radiant's middle
What a hero.
tower is under attack.
That's great.
Well, at the end of the day, they do take down Miracle, though, so that's a pretty big win, I gotta say, for Horde. I mean, they lose 2 in the process, but it was the 2 supports. Anything to slow down that Juggernaut.
Yeah, maybe the slight downside to the Jug pick in this game would be the fact you're picking into a very strong silence. Traditionally very good against someone like Jug. Until you use that Manta, you always just rely on that survivability through spin and Omni Slash.
Oh, they're looking. They want this one. Mind control. Another hook just dodged away from him. Nicely played. Pablo, at the end of the day, it's not easy to hit a hook when people are watching you the entire time through, and it's like at the max range.
Yeah, no, you should not get hit by that hook, I don't think. No. There's like no way. Jeez, got a lot of breathing room for the past little while. Bounty runes up top.
I kind of would have. I mean, I was expecting to see the Force Staff get picked up by him, but he actually is in a decent amount of trouble here with Ancient Seal as well as Mystic Flare. Another concussive shot in 10, but
Battle of the super fast supports. 440 move speed on GH right now.
Jeez.
370 on Ake.
It's real nice.
Very greedy build from GH for sure this game. Not opting for any sort of team fight, just skipping over. It's not the most uncommon thing, but it means you can just accelerate your gold a ton. Ooh, Miracle, very aggressive TP. We'll find Ake.
Oh man, that's nice.
Damn, what a player. Immediately recalled as GH takes the point into his ulti.
It's real good.
Oh, gives him the farm too. Ah, jeez, these guys, so nice. The boy. Give a Miracle everything you could ever ask for.
It is kind of interesting.
Oh, and some ancient stacked.
Oh man.
GH God, 9k support, ladies and gentlemen.
What a guy. It's interesting though. It definitely feels like they're trying to do everything they can to enable Miracle, and it's kind of been the way that it's played out in most of the Liquid games.
I've heard that some other team did that once and it worked out pretty well for them. So
yeah,
maybe they had some ideas.
Some thoughts about it in the off season. Absolutely. Yeah. Pablo's gonna run into a bear here.
Hey man, that's 300
kill it off. Oh, maybe not.
Oh, hook that bear. Pablo, hook that bear.
Do it.
Oh,
no.
Come on, man. I believed in you.
There's the resummon. Makes sense.
So much money.
But again, a very passive game being played right now by both squads.
Have we had
to get into those
yet?
first couple of items.
Speaking of passive, I don't think so.
He did just finish off his Blink Dagger though, so that might change very shortly.
Yeah, probably get a smoke going.
It's gonna come a little bit before E-Skill as well, although E-Skill might before the next team fight, unless he ends up getting taken down here, looking for the root, but not gonna find it. Oh, this might be enough. You should realize that this is happening though, and Matumba Man is in trouble, able to find him. A lot of damage being dealt out. They are going to be able to get the Savage Roar off, but Matumba Man is all alone, and I don't, well, actually, Miracle is that they are going to be able to walk away. No, Matumba Man's going to drop, take down E-Skill right before his Blink Dagger got purchased, and is he really going to juke him out like that? Hiding behind the trees, he's going to get caught out finally, but the rift that Mystic Flare comes out is not enough. They kill off the Juggernaut, nice hook catching him there, but this should end up being Excalibur's demise. They have the damage, pushback as well, blinding light. The Requiem of Souls comes out, doing a good bit of damage, might be able to bring back Hiroki. They are going to be able to find that kill. Excalibur's still alive somehow. Mind control, trying to get it, wasn't able to get the clap off, but this should still be a death of him. It is going to cost him his life, though. E-Skill is back up and online, and this might be enough to get him it now, but Pablo takes the kill away. So a full wipe for Liquid, going far too deep into enemy territory, and a huge win for Horde.
Yeah, that fight was well outlined for Liquid, too. They had vision up on the high ground. They even placed down a sentry, too, just to make sure there wasn't anything happening from the side of Horde, but They had the shrine there, made it a little bit too easy for Horde, despite kind of lacking in the vision game. I guess just seeing people coming in from this direction helped them out a bit. Massive engagement for them. First split does not end up very well. Miracle unable to get anything off in that engagement, and the silence again paying off there from Ake.
God. Yeah, it really does make the difference. I mean, you know, those 1 or 2 cells not getting off, Omni Slash in particular, I think Miracle probably lives if he's able to get that one off, and Ake might end up paying for it a little bit here. Miracle's on the hunt, wants to find him, but oh, pings?
Dude, he loves hanging. Oh, he's gonna get stunned. Oh no.
Oh, the centaur.
Okay, run.
That's not gonna work. He's
oh, Pablo!
Pull back in, nice! I think that might have been a little bit incidental, but nonetheless, it is going to end up possibly working out in their favor. He gets the long-range dismember. Aether lens, please. And that is going to be enough. Hook back in. Oh, Pablo! Making the plays. That's what they needed. Eskill picks it up as well.
Dude, he's on fire now. He's throwing out the misses early, you know. Just gambler's fallacy.
That's right.
If I miss hooks now, I'll hit them all later.
And then he warmed up Roche for him. This is going great right now for Horde. A huge turnaround. Okay, well, that's not the best in the world. But I think they walk away with that one pretty happy.
Split now back online, this time level 12 for Mind Control. Perhaps the next engagement will go a little bit better. God. Yeah, no, this kind of like fragmented fights where they come into engagements and Miracle just unable to do anything, not going to be able to join for any sort of an engagement, so then they can't do anything, they can't finish off Roche, and Horde being gifted a little bit of reprieve here. It was about 5k lead for Liquid before that bottom fight, the Shrine, and now post Roche, things are going to be starting to close in on the 0 mark. And we start to look towards those items. That's a full Deso just finished up here for Gork. Getting up into his stash. And now they actually look rather scary. Not going to have to rely on mistakes or mispositionings from Liquid. They can start to move out aggressively and try and fight into them. See if they can get some blink stuns on the Brew and silence them up. Miracle again looking to be the target here.
This is really bad. Not able to go for the spin as of yet.
They love Stampede.
Yeah, that was so close. Just 2 seconds away now. So Smoke not paying off. But showing how they can make this work. The fact that Pablo has gotten so much out of these early levels, picking up all the bounty runes, getting a lot of levels like you were talking about, they can actually find a great way to shut him down. GH is very deep in the enemy woods, but Excalibur isn't going to be able to find him.
Let's see what Liquid want to do now. They have a good read as to what Horde have been up to. They had that gank top lane. Oh geez, Miracle. Alright, I take back. Not have a good read what they're up to.
Nice. They got the dismember. They got the Mystic Flare. Miracle goes down yet again. And Kuro is going to try and run into this right now. Pablo is just going to immediately go for the TP out, rotting for good measure, trying to get a last hit while he could do it. And they're looking for more. Matumba Man not going to be able to find Eskill. He's off and away. Savage Roar for you.
Man, they have
really great couple of minutes.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job just punishing the Boots of Travel that came up from Miracle. This whole idea that he was going to be on his own this time, like these whole times, well, maybe they'd be pushing to objectives and he would join. Just greedier way to farm up and keep yourself relevant while also giving more space to your Brewmaster and your Lone Druid. Not working. It has given a lot of space to GH for sure. I'm sure he gets more options. Oh, another hook onto Mind Control.
Oh, man. Papa. Doing it. Doing it big. Can't look away for a second from there. And I guess now with 1,300 gold on the way, like, in your eyes, is it worth it to try and invest back into some more mobility items at this point, or does he need to get some more survivability for himself?
Bruh, did you see that? He's unstoppable.
The wolf? I mean, wasn't the wolf standing still?
No, it was running.
Okay.
It was on the move.
The player. Pablo.
He's getting that cash, fat stacks. No, I think Blink Dagger for sure the item. He's actually just keyed it up, so we're going, man. Get that mobility. Blink around. And more aggression.
Hurt was there.
Catch Kuchi.
Yeah. I think that he's also been doing a good job of making sure that Hook does not get stolen by Kuro. They are going to move in again towards Miracle. In trouble. Caught out. And going to be killed off. And guess what? Pablo still has Hook dismembered. A little bit off the mark right there. Not able to find it. No Blink Dagger as of yet. Oh. Not going to be able to get the ulti off, but You're a miracle right now. You gotta start getting pretty scared and maybe think twice about those movements they've been making.
Has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Rather terrifying, and now they're pushing in on the top. They still have Aegis, remember, so Liquid not looking for a full-scale fight.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Not even looking for a panda split either. Nothing good will come from it.
Now, Pablo looking. They did have the ward there, of course, but mind control moving in towards them now. They could go for another one here in a second. They want to. 1 second left. All right, I'm missing a kill while I'm watching Pablo. That's my bad. Goric ends up getting caught out by Kuroki. Nice play there.
Yeah, probably Chikuchi to lift. And looks like he had no mana left for the time lapse, possibly for mana leak, but...
Mind control, he's not opting to blink as of yet away. I guess that they're feeling comfortable with him. Flirting with danger, that's for sure.
Yeah, we'll build into the Vlad's next. Pretty standard build. Brewmaster as well. Just making sure you have auras. It does persist through your Brewling's form. Another interesting thing is the hook. It's one of those few units the hook will go through. So like in the middle of these fights, it's not really a concern for Pablo. If the Brewlings are there, he can just look to go past, which can actually be very confusing for the allies of mind control.
Yeah.
You like feel safe. You see Pudge over there, you see green allied units in between the two of you, and you don't really expect to get grabbed. Have to see if Pablo can play into that in these engagements.
This looks like a pretty good moment right now. Gork again going to be caught out, and that should be the death of him. Yeah, they find that kill. Nicely played. I think that this is probably the better option for them, because Liquid have been getting continuously picked off, but now the pressure is going to come onto the towers, and they need some way to deal with it. Oh, really good hook around the bear. They pull him back in and take down Miracle. Pablo.
It's got a magnet on this guy.
Good stuff. All right, the Savage Roar going to keep him back for the moment. They managed to find the root as well as on the East kill. The nice stun from the lift off of Kuroki. They are going to kill off that Centaur, and Excalibur pops them into south, trying to run away. They're going to try and get out of here. They stole Stampede, though, looking back at his ally, but it doesn't matter. Matumba Man on a killing spree. The Brewlings are chasing as well. They were able to find the kill into Ake also, so everybody down right now for Horde, and this is the problem. Too much damage too quickly. 3 buybacks across the board. They hook back in the bear. A little bit unfortunate on that one. So the rest of Liquid should be able to escape. Honestly, the bear might as well if they're not careful. Away! I got him, I think. Yeah, they're able to find that kill.
Wow, nicely done by Liquid. It's crazy to think that after all those engagements, well, it's hard to call them engagements, all that dodging of engagements from Liquid, just pick off after pick off after pick off, slowly losing their kill lead. And now they've just immediately shot back. Look at the net worth. That's all it takes. A bunch of buybacks, 1 tower goes down, and suddenly you're rich again.
Yeah, it's sort of that thing that we were talking about, where the push that eventually comes from Liquid is going to be quite potent with all of the sustain that they have, with the team fight that they have. But Horde are going to be playing that better pickoff game, so kind of need to keep the creep waves pushed out, which is a tough thing to accomplish. And if Pablo ever stops hitting the hooks.
The other thing was all those Miracle ganks, it was 3 people, and we talked about how the Kardel abusing the hell out of this map and getting so much gold everywhere. So is everyone else on the team. Miracle being dead doesn't necessarily mean resources are going to waste, whereas 3 or 4 people ganking him does mean that reward.
Top lane, they found him again. Miracle in some trouble, pulled back in, Omni Slash onto everybody. I don't know if it's going to be enough to find a kill. Nice timing on that stun, and they ended up being able to take down that Juggernaut. He's creating a lot of space. Oh, nice blink away as well by Pudge. Kuro's looking for it. Good for the lift and the pullback. They do have the initiation. Pulling him back in. Ake is there. They're able to hook. No, they ended up missing it. They weren't able to break the split, and it goes through the Brewlings. Wasn't able to save the Shadow Fiend. No buyback. 80 seconds. This could be a disaster right now. Ake not going to be able to stay alive either, and Goric in some trouble as well. They're about to run out of the split, so might be cause for them to back out a little bit, but no Shadow Fiend or Skywrath, maybe not.
Lone Druid, still doing things, you know, still able to siege buildings, even if he's not the old style. Bear doesn't really have to do anything, it just sits on the low ground.
Yeah. I mean, Ag's on Kardel at this point too. You've got so much sustain, and now
the bear's
Miracle's
not even
back
there
in.
for vision or anything either, right? Just because
Yeah.
of Kardel.
They pull back in the bear again, trying to find Miracle. Wasn't going to end up happening. This is going to be a lane of barracks. 30 seconds still until Shadow Fiend's up. I mean,
They could look bot.
Has fallen.
Yeah.
Just go all the way through, but they can get there.
Radiant's
All right, Miracle was like, oh wait, there's a tower, guys.
Backdoor protection. Who cares? All right, the hook's back in the bear again. Pudge going to blink out of that one. But in a second here, they're going to need the initiation of all initiations to really stop this. Oh, did he rot? He didn't rot. Curl has
Ooh,
hook.
wow. A rare mistake.
No, he pulls it back in. Nice stomp to break that up. They're going to be able to lift away from that Mystic Flare that comes out, slow down for the moment. That is going to be another dead. Pablo buys back into the game, battling outside of the base. This isn't going to end well. I do not believe Excalibur looking for a big fight here, and Omnislash almost able to take down that Weaver. Not quite in time. They do kill off the Juggernaut finally, but they're also going to end up losing the Shadow Fiend. Just too much damage being dealt out. Pablo used the hook, brought in Kuroki, but not going to be enough. There's all your mana gone. GG ends up getting called as Liquid take it 2-0 over Horde. A really good display from them. It wasn't as clean as it could have been, but they find the W.
It was an interesting game. It was a good example of just like so much focus on Miracle, but the overall resources just always flowing either in Liquid's way